Oh my god, so YouTube actually apologized for something. That was kind of a surprise. Because, YouTube, they make these random decisions. They just go out and they kind of do something at random. They make a decision nobody really wants them to do. We'll all just be kind of hanging out, doing our thing, trying to make content, just trying to live our best life, and then YouTube will just, out of random, just make a decision. And this decision usually is not in our best interest. There's a lot of issues on the platform. There are a lot of issues on the platform. Demonetization. You'll say, heck, you'll make no money for the month. That's kind of a big problem. For a long time, things like copyright, those were a big problem here on YouTube. But yeah, they actually fixed that one. That was one that they kind of did take head on, and they did fix. But then weirdly enough, they have things like abbreviated subscriber counts. Those are things that they also take head on, things that aren't really problems that they just kind of attack. And we're all just kind of sitting here looking at each other like, wait, what's going on? Why are they doing this? Nobody really knows. Well, anyways, we recently had one of those kinds of moments when YouTube decided randomly that pretty much nobody on the platform deserved to be verified anymore. Now, by nobody deserved to be verified anymore, that means pretty much even YouTube themselves did not deserve to be verified anymore. Notable YouTube channels that were unverified include Optimus himself, the most popular YouTuber on the platform, PewDiePie, the only individual creator with over 100 million subscribers, obviously the most recognizable YouTuber of all time. The official YouTube channel itself, which is, I would think, the one channel that would not be unverified, considering it is YouTube, and essentially every other channel. Now, there were some channels that did remain verified. I don't know, what the whole decision-making behind that was, if there was some sort of criteria that they somehow met internally where they were just like, all right, keep these guys in the loop. They deserve it. I don't know. Some people were allowed to keep their verification. I was not one of these people. Most people were not one of these people. So something that had been on the platform for years, a feature that had been on the platform for years, that had functioned properly for all this time, had just seemingly vanished with pretty much no trace of a problem. And of course, YouTube, they released this, and of course, their updates are always great because they give you all the fresh, hot takes, the new information that you need to kind of, I would guess, get a great idea behind what's going on. Now, that's what I love about YouTube. You get a really good idea behind everything that they're doing. They're so transparent. They bring everything into view. They never leave any details out of view. They're really good at telling everybody the full story. They never lie. God forbid. They lie? No, that never happens. And after essentially, just leg sweeping all of our verification out from under us, and making us all peasants once again, YouTube decided to let us know why. Now, the reason they said they made this change was really great. Now, they said that they did research, which, by the way, if they did do research, it was horribly done, and the research was very inconclusive, as shown by the reaction to this whole thing. Not only by creators, but by fans of creators themselves, who are actually the demographic of people who were supposed to be researched throughout this entire thing. But apparently they did research, and they deemed that people actually associated the checkmark with endorsement of content and not identity. Now, apparently, people seem to have this problem universally because, every social media, pretty much, the verified accounts, they have a checkmark next to their name. Like Twitter, you got a checkmark. Pretty much everywhere, you got a checkmark next to your name. YouTube was always the same. It's weird that YouTube is the only website out of all these places where they've come to this conclusion, and they thought that they needed to put a gray background behind your name to help differentiate it. Apparently it was going to be more difficult to replicate, which doesn't make sense because you can't officially replicate the checkmark anyway. Anyone who looks at the checkmark, you can hover over it and it actually tells you that they're a verified channel, which obviously no emoji or form of replication of the checkmark can actually do. So there is no actual way to replicate verification on YouTube that is formal. And then anyone with 2 eyes and a brain that has more than 3 brain cells in it can actually look at that verified checkmark and then can look at an emoji and say, hey, these two things are not the same. Automatically doesn't make sense. Now, the new criteria was based on 2 things. Authenticity was one of them. I'm completely okay with that. You're probably okay with that. Obviously, got to make sure you're verifying the correct people. Don't want a fake Optimus getting verified. Now, the next one is where the big problem comes in. prominence. Is this person well known or highly searched? Are they a public figure or a company? Now this, keep in mind. Is the channel widely recognized outside of YouTube? Do they have a strong presence online? Now this right here, I think, blows open the entire thing. This is like the vault in the bank just getting blown open by the C4 to me, because they unverified all these channels. And now they want people to be widely recognized outside of YouTube, and they want them to be a widely recognized public figure or company or creator outside of YouTube. AKA, they want you to be a celebrity. They want you to be Jimmy Kimmel. They want you to be Jimmy Fallon. They want you to be Ellen DeGeneres. They want you to be a TV celebrity. They want you to be a music star. They want you to be Eminem. They want you to be Justin Bieber or Katy Perry or a K-pop star. They don't want you to be PewDiePie to be verified. They don't want you to be some no-name who isn't known anywhere but YouTube. They don't want you to be like me, you know, almost 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. I would say that's prominent enough for verification on the platform, and well, according to what they do, that was prominent enough to be verified on YouTube a long time ago. But apparently on YouTube, well, according to what they were going to change it to, you had to be widely recognized off the platform to be verified on the platform, which doesn't make sense because we're on the platform. Why should I have to be recognized off the platform to be verified on this platform? To be a verified player in the NFL, should I be widely recognized in the MLB? Like, come on now, what kind of sense does that make? So everyone on your competitors has to know who I am for me to be verified on your platform? Like, I don't know who's making these decisions. If anything, this verification system maybe could have used a little bit of an update, but it didn't mean that you had to unverify literally every single YouTube channel on the platform, and then roll out essentially an update that's just going to be used to only verify people that you're going to use to corporatize the platform. That's really what this whole thing was going down towards, was another route for them to please advertisers, please corporate partners, because, you know, all these advertisers and stuff, they've had problems with the advertisers pulling out over the last few years. And when you're an advertiser who, you don't really understand the problems of YouTube, and you see in the news that PewDiePie is a bad guy, and you see he's verified in the same way that Jimmy Kimmel or someone is, that might be seen as a problem. So YouTube's trying to scrub themselves clean, in my opinion, in a lot of other people's opinion. This isn't just my opinion. I'd want to digress that. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but I do want to express that part. This isn't just my opinion. This is like, it seems like a wider conspiracy in the creator community. YouTube is trying to scrub clean to this point that they want to just like make it to where companies can come on here and they can be verified, but us creators, no. We're on the same level as you. You know, the person with 2 subscribers, one being your mom, one being your cousin. You've never made a video in your life, and if you have, it's you recording tag in your backyard or whatever, right? But YouTube is saying, oh, we want to make it easier for people to find the content that we're looking for, which is what they're trying to say this change was all about, but then they unverify everybody. How does that make it easier for anyone to find the content that they're looking for? When you unverify everybody and make them literally just like all the channels impersonating them, and you water everything down, and you're just knocking them down every notch that you possibly can down the ladder. Like, what are you thinking? Well, anyways, they got a lot of shit. They got a ridiculous amount. And, I mean, not ridiculous in the fact that it was, like, unnecessary. Ridiculous as in, like, they got almost like an unprecedented amount of backlash. Especially for an issue so small. Like, it's not like a huge issue here on the platform. Like, yeah, I lost verification. I'm not going to quit YouTube or anything over it, but yeah, it stung a little bit. I've been doing YouTube for, you know, almost a decade at this point, over 7.5 years. I have some time into this channel. Being verified, that was a pretty nice personal accomplishment, you know? Hey, I have a verified YouTube channel. This is my dream job. Wow. I pulled this off. And then YouTube just pulls it out from under you for essentially no reason. And then they straight up lied. They came out and said, no one lost a verification badge today. I can tell you straight up that that's a lie. I lost my badge. Pretty much everyone else lost their badge. We lost our badges. So, I don't know why you said we didn't, but, like, we saw it. So I don't know why you're telling us that we didn't. Well, anyway, Susan Wojcicki came out and she apologized. She said, to our creators and users, I'm sorry for the frustration and hurt we caused with our new approach to verification. While trying to make improvements, we missed the mark. As I write this, we're working to address your concerns and we'll have more updates soon. Within a few hours, they officially had an update. And with this update, they gave back verification to all the creators who were previously verified under YouTube's program, meaning that you did not have to appeal to get it back, and essentially meaning that they were backtracking on everything that they were doing to a certain extent, especially when it came down to like what they had done. Like they basically had spit in our faces at first. Like let's keep it a stack solid here. Like YouTube did not communicate this with us at all. They tried to say that they did. They said that they talked with creators before they did this. I would like to know when. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I have yet to sign an NDA or anything under YouTube. However, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but I don't really care. Anyway, I have a direct rep through YouTube. I have somebody who I can contact if anything goes wrong. Now, I don't talk to this person very often. Usually things don't go very wrong with YouTube, thankfully. Usually our conversations are like once every few months. So the thing is they say they talk to creators, but I never got a survey. I never had a conversation with this person. I was never asked about this during any conversation. Nothing. Like, they never approached me and asked for my opinion on any of this. Now, I don't know if this is because they knew that I would react very negatively to this, or if they just, like, you know, handpicked people who would react positively. Not necessarily sure about that, but I can personally confirm, I don't know if other creators can too, I was not contacted at all by YouTube about this change. They did not ask me anything about it, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume that maybe they talked to like 3 or 4 creators and they maybe were yes men to them. Well, anyways, they basically had to backpedal entirely because the backlash was so extreme, which was actually almost like a first, because YouTube usually, when there's so much backlash to an issue here on the platform, they just stay really silent about it and they kind of just wade through it. Like, even about like the abbreviated subscriber counts, like, I mean, there wasn't even, I would say, this much controversy around it, but there was a decent amount. I mean, YouTube essentially destroyed Social Blade, which is a website that a lot of YouTubers use to help track their analytics. I mean, Social Blade, in a way, is more effective than YouTube at helping you track some of your analytics. So, Social Blade is a good website. Most of you probably know what it is. YouTube, with their abbreviated subscriber counts and whatnot, have essentially destroyed that website because they can't use the API data and whatnot from YouTube anymore. They can't provide accurate real-time data. They have to use the abbreviated counts. And they had to completely renovate the website, and it's not the same anymore. YouTube realized that creators did not like this change and still did it anyway. YouTube, usually when there's controversy around one of these changes, they just stay silent, they push through it, they don't really care. But this is one of those times where they actually kind of like changed course and did something about it, which was it was surprising. It was rare. So YouTube, it's like, I don't understand where this mentality has been for all these years, but you really got to keep this kind of thing up. With this whole backpedaling, I understand like hindsight is 20/20, I do, but at the same time, this is something you could have thought of in advance and like actually kind of contacted a lot of creators in advance to kind of get all of our opinions on, and I'm pretty sure we would have told you, hey, maybe you should not go through with this. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here. Thank you to these channel members, and until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, actually being apologized to by YouTube and having something reverted, and signing out.